Well, today, unfortunately, Ndiamadeto, but I promise you guys, we have a fireball of a show. It's going to be jam-packed and also it's going to be nice. And also, we are definitely going to give you people that are going to motivate you and keep you glued into our screens. But let me introduce myself. It is Uzinhle Ngeza. I mean, Sky has came here and also is living her best life right here. So I want you guys to as well to please live your best lives with us right here on the Hangout. And also, please communicate with us on all social media platforms. It is at Mbumakapa TV. And also, our WhatsApp line, it is 083 690 0530. Keep those conversations. I keep on answering our questions because it will be lovely to make sure that we give you guys a shout out. But before I want us to start the show. So, baby, let's start the Hangout. Well, right about now, we are sitting with someone who has a very big and also a very motivating background story. He is an entrepreneur. He's someone who does public speaking. So everyone at home, please allow me to welcome Mr. Amandla Didiza to the Hangout. Hello, Buti Kunjani.
Hi, Sissy. It's good. It's good. As the show says, it's good to be here to just hang out and talk.
Just hang out on a TV screen, which is very nice. So right about now, I want you to please tell our viewers at home as to who you are and what is it that you do actually.
All right. Look, it's a very interesting question because I always tell people I'm not just one singular thing. You know, Amandla can't be contained and conditioned into one specific thing. So I'm a very multifaceted person, but more importantly than not, I think professionally and in other respects, I am a corporate MC facilitator, and I started a business that does engagement strategy. So part of that is, you know, kind of tackling work from corporates or any other institutions that have to engage with or create platforms of engagement with their internal, external stakeholders. And that's where we get to do the research behind it, who to get in there, whether or not that's going to influence policy, how to be able to contain it and, you know, scribe it in such a way that we can present to them so that that can influence such, or just create the platform of engagement for those particular clients that we have. And it's been an interesting aspect. So I'm an entrepreneur and as well as a speaker. Yeah.
So I want us to talk about you being a speaker. What has motivated you into tapping into this industry, and also what could be the possible challenges that if ever I want to join in that I can get to face?
I think naturally the mistake that people make, and this is something that I noticed earlier on, people have this assumption that accent is well spoken. And that's not always the case. And there used to be this miscommunication where people would say, you know, you're well-spoken. And I was just like, no, it's just an accent. It's not necessarily me being well-spoken. And I saw just how much I could tap into that space by virtue of the fact that I was able to nitpick certain words. I was able to put structure that together. And I really, really felt inspired by people I felt could really make an impact. Because I thrive off people. I always found myself in social spaces and professional spaces. And I'd look at that event or I'd look at a lecture and I'd be like, it's a watered down version of what it actually should be. Connect to people. Speak and communicate to people. And so I started just doing my research from an early age. And I wasn't necessarily engaged in any kind of public speaking growing up. And so I just decided right then and there, you know what, the easiest way to catch up with this is just to professionalize it. So let me tap into professional organizations and let me grow this thing because I really want to create a career out of it. And so far, as they say, the rest is history. But the most discouraging thing I think a lot of people would find is that, one, it takes a lot to really get into it. Hey, it's not that easy. It seems glamorous when someone is doing it and they're doing it frequently, and this is someone that you admire.
Effortlessly.
But there's a lot of building and consistency, because the problem with speaking is that everyone can wake up tomorrow and call themselves a speaker. You know, and that's what I don't get. It's just really been something that people pick up and just decide to call themselves speakers by virtue of being on 2 or 3 platforms, you know? And you need to be able to create and craft a brand under the umbrella of speaking to such an extent that people can actually vouch for you number one. Secondly, they're professional organizations where you can create a frame of reference to say, listen, this is what I've done, so I've got a track record, and this is what I align to. And that way it makes it easier for you to actually jump those hurdles or break through those barriers.
Wow, that's nice. And also, I want us to talk about the youth programs that you're involved into them. What do they entail? And also, if ever as a young person who's coming from wherever I'm coming from and I want to be part of those, how can I go about it? And also, what services do you guys offer in the programs that you run?
Okay, so I think abantu abatsha, first and foremost, need to be plugged into this ecosystem where we're able to help each other. Because there's no reason why someone coming from a Transkei to land in the Eastern Cape needs to go through the same struggles that Uzinhle went through while she's there, to be able to allow that transition just to be smoother. So my wish and my hope is that we can create this ecosystem where young people can just be plugged into easily, whether it's opportunities, it's education, it's just social well-being. But I think that we need to really create some kind of youth platform where everyone can just be connected and engaged in. Part of the programs that I do, I work with various organizations, particularly NGOs, those with post-school programs. So it's basically job readiness, it's how to be able to start your own business. I've been doing a lot of workshops with a lot of organizations around that. I work with high schools when it comes to youth leadership and public speaking, because I believe that effort of communication helps one in all respects. Anywhere you go, in order for you to be able to be successful in what you do, you have to be able to communicate it. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's an interview, whether it's a pitch, whatever the case may be. So we run these various youth leadership programs across the city in various schools. I obviously work with a number of entrepreneurs, especially in the townships, when it comes to these entrepreneurship development programs, because I believe that some people just have that knack in them when it comes to business. But because society has channeled them in that linear process, they become frustrated with that. And so these various options that are there for them, they can utilize, and we've connected resources to them, banks, development agencies, and we just bring these services closer to the people. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
You're speaking so nice. Wow, you public speak. So I also want to talk about highlights zakho into your career. What is that one moment whereby you're like, you know what, Amandla, you did well there? Which one is it?
I don't want to lie. I'll go back, because we're on the subject of public speaking. I'll go back to when I've had my first keynote address and my first major client paid me. It wasn't a lot of money at the time. It was about 15,000 Rand. And I won't name it's a cellular provider, but I won't name them. And so they hit me up, they called me, no, look, we've got this event that we have. All the big guns from the particular cellular provider are going to be there, you know, people flying in from all over the country. And we want you to be able to deliver the keynote at the end. And I kid you not, I was young, I was hungry, and I just told myself, I sat down, I researched, I prepared, I got into my moment. And that, for me, was that breakthrough. Because in life, you're afforded only a few opportunities. And the problem with us is that we don't really get to understand who's in the room and how big of an opportunity that can convert to. And that escalated or took off my career when it comes to speaking. And, you know, for the first time, it validated the fact that you can turn this into a career. Like I said, all these small little steps that connected. We used to do events, whether it was university, whether it was outside, you know, we used to come and motivate high school students for like 500 Rand, you know, 1,000 Rand. You used to collect all of these small paychecks. You do graduations, you do
parties.
Yeah, not necessarily parties, but you do all these formal settings. and you collect all these small monies, and this major opportunity comes through, and man, it just escalates your career in such a way that you never look back. And now you realize where the benchmark is. And ever since that moment happened, it's always been about.
So also, I want us to talk about any possible projects that you are looking into working into okanye for. What could those be? And also, are you looking to expand brand yako as a whole and maybe be a world-renowned public speaker?
I think definitely working on myself more from a branding perspective as an individual is quite a key one on my own. I think something that I can get into is the fact that I'm starting a podcast, so that would be nice.
Ne?
Yeah, it'll
So
be really nice for me.
hlala
So
phansi.
it'll be that setup, and I
Yeah.
believe that there'll be a lot of growth and traction that'll come from that. Other areas in terms of business, I can't really divulge
Yeah,
into
yeah.
because they're still in the pipeline. You know, a lot of viewers might just snatch that idea. Not saying that they will, but I think it would be nice to kind of see those through. So there are plans in the pipeline when it comes to business. As an individual, just work more on that branding because that solidifies you. The first thing that I do, especially when I come out of meetings, the first thing someone says if they didn't know me, I'm going to Google you, right? And that's always a light bulb moment for me to be conscious of what brand I'm putting out there and the level of engagement that's there and whether there's synergy in what I present, to the public. And I think most importantly than not, from a business perspective, I do want to start a second business because I feel like everything is starting to just align. I'm a huge coffee lover. So for anyone who might be listening, look out for a coffee shop that I'll be starting in the next month or two.
Wow, that's lovely. Definitely going to look out for that as well.
I'll be sure to bring you guys
because I
on.
am a coffee lover as well.
Oh, yeah.
So right about now, I want you to please give your details and also contact details, WhatsApp and all that. Or you can even do Facebook if you're not comfortable with WhatsApp out on our people so that they can be able to follow you.
Okay, cool. So on LinkedIn, Amandla Didiza, Instagram at Max Didiza or at Max or _ Max Speaks, to X nowadays at Max Didiza at _ Max Speaks, Facebook Max Speaks, Amandla Didiza. They can look out for the page and actually the account.
Ne? Yeah. Thank you so much for
YouTube,
coming on to
Max
Hangout.
Speaks.
Thank you so much for coming on to the Hangout. But right about now, you lovely people at home, I want you to go and grab your glasses of water and make sure that Nitata is sipped because we're going to be coming right after this. Well, back from an ad break, we managed to pay our bills and also get a glass of water. But right now on the grey couch, I'm sitting with someone who's very phenomenal, someone who actually makes us and also creates a world that we don't have all through the years. And I am talking about the great Usiyabonga Chitwa right here on the Hangout. Well, let us welcome him on TV because he's used to doing radio. Let us welcome him on the Hangout. Hi, Putkujan.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am definitely good.
It's so different. I'm like, there's so many lights and there's cameras. Yeah. It's all intimidating, it's refreshing. Very refreshing change from, just being in studio with the mic and just, focusing on that.
Lovely stuff.
So thank you for having me.
Thank you for honoring us, man.
You're welcome.
So for someone who doesn't know who Usiya is, can you please briefly just tell our viewers at home who is Usiya Chitwa and what you do, man?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I always pose this question to some of the people that I interview on the show. They're like, where do I start? You're like, what do you want me to say?
Now
it's my turn. So Usiya Chitwa is a young man from originally KwaZakele, in Ubatana. Shout out if you're watching from there. I love radio, I love entertainment, all encompassing, it could be TV, radio. I love people. I don't know, this is such a vast, I'm a voiceover artist. I'm passionate about, being the best version that I can be, and I always try to portray that in whatever I'm doing, whether it be my radio show or I'm speaking somewhere. But my passion is people and just unearthing the best in ourselves as we possibly can, because I believe everyone has, that light inside of them. So I'm very passionate about just evoking that light and awakening to it.
Yeah,
basically.
And so I want us to start the radio thing.
Yeah.
When did you realize, because I'm sure voice, it's natural.
Yeah, it is.
It's lovely, it's natural. Has it always been something abantu abaxelelayo ba try, check out this?
No.
Okanye, you just went in.
So here's the funny thing, right? When I was in primary school and maybe about grade 9 in high school, I had a voice so small, you would never imagine. And then I think I went on a holiday in grade 10, junior holidays, and I came back and my voice broke and I went into class and everyone was like, what the hell is going on? And I didn't notice because it was such a natural transition. So my voice is, it hasn't always been as big as it is. But as soon as I got into varsity, it was always a prominent thing because my voice had developed already. And, it is what it is right now. So I get that quite often. Everyone is like, oh, you should be on radio. You should do this. You should do that. And eventually became a thing where I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to try this out and see what happens. And as soon as I got into it, I just fell in love with it. It's just a medium that I really feel comfortable in being myself in. And I think that's very important for anyone who's trying to get into anything, whether it be TV, radio, print, whatever. If you feel comfortable with it and it comes naturally, then by all means necessary, go out there and throw yourself into the deep end.
And also, when you started on the journey, I want us to talk about, because people have this mentality, but when you want to do media, you don't have to go to school, you don't have to get proper grooming.
Yeah.
So how did you go about that?
So I went the whole 9 yards. So grade 12, I was trying to figure out what to do. And for some reason, something just said to me, just journalism and media studies. So I went into Rose University. I studied journalism and media studies first year. To get into second year, you had to choose a medium under the journalism umbrella. So print, media, radio, what else? There's so many. But for me, it was just a natural thing that I chose. I chose radio. So I remember I walked into Bay FM. It was in Green Acres at the time, and I was here on holiday, and I was trying to figure out where am I going to go get my, my vacay hours. And there was a big radio station, Bay FM. I was like, yeah. And I was with my mom. I was actually going shopping with my mom. I said to my mom, "I'll see you later. I'm going to go in there." I went into the station. I met a lady, a beautiful lady called Linda Nzuzo. And I said to her, "Listen, I need to get into second year. And, radio is what I want to do." She said to me, "With a voice like that, you're going to do a show with me." So she took me and she said, "You're going to read news on the Drive Time show and co-host with me." That's where it started. From there, it just kind of like fell in love. And I said, "I'm not going. I'm here to stay." Yeah.
And also, let us talk about you coming from Enobatane. How has abantu baphayana accepted you as a radio broadcaster and someone who just uses their voice to earn money?
They've been very supportive. I mean, let's be honest, if you're from the hood, these opportunities are very far-fetched. Even when you're telling your parents about, okay, no, the base TV, when from base radio, like, where's the money? Because, we need to, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it was a struggle with mostly my family in understanding what I wanted to do, because it just did not translate when it came to like you bringing back the bag at home so that sizokwazi to make a living, But they've been very supportive. I think once they start seeing the work that you do and the impact that it has, it changes, it changes their perception. I mean, people in the hood have been very supportive of me since the time I was on community radio, to commercial radio, to what I'm doing at the moment.
Which is?
It's regional radio, but you can catch us anywhere. I'm on True FM at the moment. I'm doing the 12 to 3 Saturday show. It's called the Urban Playground. I'm also on Sundays from 3 to 5 Sunday cruise. True FM, www.truefm.co.za, World Wide Web. Otherwise, we're also on DSTV channel 816. 89.3 to 107.8. I have to utilize this opportunity to market myself and the station.
Yeah, and also let us talk about you, the transition that you had throughout the stages of being in the radio world. What difference can you say you seeing in your brand as a whole?
Sure.
Yeah, and also the possible challenges that you have gotten to experience throughout this journey.
It was confidence for me. That's what I struggled with the most, believing that I can actually do what I'm doing and I belong to be within that space. And like I said, I didn't have that much support to begin with. I had to be my own hype man, you know what I mean? Because my family wasn't about it mostly. Yes, they supported, but they didn't understand. And so when your family doesn't really have your back to begin with, it becomes a struggle because you have to depend on yourself to push yourself constantly. So that was my struggle, confidence. I had to really build confidence. And I don't really like to look myself as a brand. Do you know what I mean? I think we need to start going back to just looking ourselves as this is just what I want to do. Because at the end of the day, I'm very fortunate to be in a vocation where I'm very passionate about. But at the end of the day, it's a job. You know what I mean? So I'm more confident in myself. I've grown. I've made a lot of mistakes that have cost me a lot. But those have added and aided in who I am at the moment. Yeah.
And also, we have a young Sia right in the streets of Mother who also has a dream to become a radio broadcaster. What advice can you give that kid?
Just go out there. Go out there and utilize the opportunities that, should I speak into the camera or to you? Oh, there we go. Go out there.
Speak to your people.
So don't be shy. Go out there, do your research. There's, and I get this question quite often. How do I become a voiceover artist? How do I become a radio presenter? Do not be shy to go out there. These platforms are there, but go out there and question. You know, like I said, when I started, I went and I found BFM. You know, I bumped into it, did my research. I went into the station. I said, listen, this is what I wanted to do. And they accepted me. So don't be afraid to believe in yourself and to also just go out there and say, listen, can I please join this platform, because this is my dream. And you'd be surprised at how much people, how welcoming people are to teaching the young ones who are trying to get into the positions that, you know, aspire to be in.
It's so nice to actually be sitting with you, because we
It's nice to
usually,
sit with you.
because we usually hear your voice, and
Yeah.
now the fact that we are able to hear the voice and also see the person behind.
They say I have a face for radio.
Ne-
What a lie, right?
Yeah, and also, where can people get hold of you on socials?
Social media, it's I'm on Facebook. It's Siyabonga Chitwa on Facebook. On Instagram, I'm on as voice_of_reason. I'm not on Twitter because you guys are
Toxic.
very mean on Twitter, so
Toxic.
I'll pass. But Instagram, voice_reason. Facebook, Siyabonga Chitwa.
Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you,
to
you're
the
a star.
Hangout. Thank you. Well, I hope that you guys in Waseli Lamanzi, and also you made sure that your snacks are definitely refilled, because right about now we are sitting with a phenomenal person, and also she is a content creator. She is an LLB student, meaning that she also has brains. She has brains for days. But right about now, what we're going to do is we're first going to give you guys the topic, let's say the question of the day. So because you guys currently Olympics are underway, so we want to know as to you guys about who are the countries that you are rooting for, and also the countries that were actually came as a surprise, and also they were like, they actually have something for you. So please make sure that you communicate with us on all social media platforms at Mpumakapa TV, and also our WhatsApp line. It is 083 6900530, and we'll also have voice notes that we're going to be playing. So make sure that you stick throughout the last minute of the Hangout, because your voice might be on the show right about soon. Unfortunately, right now. But I want us to welcome Usikelelwa Gomba right onto the Hangout. She's very nice. She's looking gracefully, man. She's very nice. Anyways, let us welcome her onto the Hangout. Hello, sis. How are you?
Hi. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am good. Do you? I'm nervous.
I saw like a
So,
look.
You can't. You can't. So I want you to please tell our viewers at home as to who you are and what is it that you do actually.
So, Ndingusikelelwa Gomba, born and bred in Port Elizabeth, Eastern Cape. I am a third-year LLB student and the current VC Voice president, as well as a fashion, lifestyle, and beauty content creator.
Go to a fashion, lifestyle, beauty content creator. So now what I want to know and also understand for people at home, how does the two industries come together? Because for Rimna, I would assume LLB is more for focused people. It's more for people who are always thinking about the big stories and all that. And then when, as cute as you are, you come with the social media side to it. So for when, how are you able to juggle those two?
I'm a firm believer of not being put in a box, versatility, being a multifaceted person. I am so much multifaceted. So the two intertwine because I find passion in both. I'm drawn into them both equally. With content creation, it's fun, and where I embrace my fun side, my laughing, like my genuine self. And then when it's LLB time, it's game time. It's game time. So it's it's a balance between two worlds. I always try and find a balance to be myself, because both of them are me, you know, LLB, content creation, me. So balancing those two out is not even hard, actually. No, like, you'd be so surprised. It's not even hard because I love both of them.
Yeah, and also let us talk about you pursuing LLB. Ne? So for when, has it always been something that you've, okay, are you saying that it's passion,
Passion,
right?
yes.
But as young as you are, has it been something that has taken pressure into your life? Or can you, let's say, making that decision for you, how difficult was it?
So, with regard, let me tell you, let me take you to the top. So with LLB is, my mom always said, oh, I want to be a lawyer. And you know, when you talk a lot, people always presume, Bana, you're going to be a lawyer. So like, I was always the house lawyer. I was like, okay. And then my mom, she'd say, when she was younger, you know, during apartheid times, she couldn't financially pursue LLB. She doesn't know this, but I think that she planted a seed inside me to pursue LLB. So, like anything, it comes with knocks. Knocks that you sometimes, like, you're like, oh, like, major setbacks are a sign for major comebacks. So I'm a firm believer of taking hits as they come and seeing where my future will lie.
And also, as young as you are, there are kids out there who feel like, oh, but I want to do this career. But when it comes to me being able to do it, I don't think I'm good enough. What advice can you give to that young one out there?
Should I look at the camera?
Okay.
So let me tell you, you only need to be good enough for yourself. That's the only thing I can say. Being good enough for yourself. Passion pays, guys. Passion, passion, passion. You must never go into something thinking, just because you've seen your biggest celebrity do it, I can do it. You must go to something because you know you can do it. I'm a firm believer of, I do this because I know I would do it without being paid. You must go for something that you would do without being paid.
Lovely. Lovely. And also, so now I want us to talk about having to bring the two worlds into your life, because you are basically living one life and then you have two things that you're doing. For Wena, how do you incorporate being LLB student and then having this content creation that is going on for Wena?
Time management. Time management is very important. I can't lie here and say I'm great at it. Like, time management, you always find, you know, I'm a firm believer of, you'll always do something you want to do. Like, if you firmly believe that you can and you want to do it, you will do it. So I find time because I want to. I'm passionate about it. I want to have brand creations. I want to get good marks in school, you know. Like, when you want to do something, you will do it. Nothing in the world will stop you. When it's meant for you, it's meant for you.
And also, because I would assume about the world of content creation, as much as it's a thing that's out there, but it's quite complex, and also it needs one to be able to plan and also have a structure when it comes to posting the content, right? So from you as a content creator, as to how are you able to construct the content that you're trying to put out to the people, and also for people to perceive you as the aesthetic girl. So how do you go about it and planning?
Guys, content content is always a hit or miss. Content, you can plan your content. Let me give you an example of TikTok. So you can have a video that you've been editing, gets like 200 views. You'll have a video that you're like, let me just put it on 10K. You know. So with that, I'm a firm believer of never letting the numbers rail you down. If numbers rail you down, you really don't like it. You're just doing it for people. When you start doing it for people, it no longer becomes something you want to do, but something other people want you to do, you know? So yeah, that's basically my
And also
set
because
on it.
of, as much as it's nice, as much as it's a free environment, there are those toxic people. How are you able to handle toxic commentation on your platform?
With toxic people, let me not even say I'm a firm believer. Let me tell you this. Like, let me give you guys life lessons. not even.
Block them out.
Like, some people are just really miserable. You can't help it. You really can't help miserable people. You have to get to a stage in your life and in yourself and in your self-confidence. I am someone, I've always oozed confidence because at home, they pump me out that, yes, girl, you're the it girl. You're the it girl.
You're the girl you think you are.
So I feel like if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be as thick-skinned as I am. Nothing you can do will ever affect me. The only person that can affect me is me. So with hate comments, hate people, like, you know, haters, guys, as cliche as it may sound, you're doing good if you have haters. Like
Nice.
like,
Yeah.
Beyonce has haters, and Beyonce is like a phenomenal person. So I firmly believe that when you're doing good, jealous people, insecure people, ugly inside people will always try and break you down. So yeah, like, just stick to yourself. Have a thick skin, guys. Not everyone is gonna like you. You know, you're not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. Your content, my content, is not gonna catch your eye. Someone else will. You know, there's always someone out there for you. Someone that will gravitate towards you. Like, think of it as an 80-20. You know, like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And also, Sekelelwa, where can people get hold of you on socials?
Okay, so you guys can get hold of me on your TikTok, your Facebook, and your Instagram. On TikTok and Instagram, I am Lelwa Komba and Lelwa.Komba. And on Facebook, I'm never on Facebook. So let's scratch
That's
Facebook.
a village. That's a village.
yeah, no, and I don't have Twitter. I don't have a thick skin. Like, I mean, I do, but like, I don't have a thick skin for them.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sekelelwa, for coming on to the show. Well, back right onto your screens, baby. What we're going to do right now is we're going to give you health tips and also make sure that you guys continue exercising and also shaping your body and making sure you just well taking care of the temple that is you. But right about now, I want us to check the next insert that is going to give us exactly what we need to do when we're going on the gym. Please check this out.
This is the very first workout we'll be doing. All you need is a mat or a towel, and we'll be doing abs workout today, doing 5 exercises. Each exercise you do for 30 seconds straight with no rest. In between the exercises, you'll be only resting for 15 to 20 seconds. Exercises we'll be doing today are toe touches, leg raises, flutter kicks, side to side mountain climbers, and the plank. All right, my people, let's get to work. That is it, my people. We are done. Dusted. Workout is finished. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, leave a comment which other exercise you guys want to see, how this one went. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Let me know how it goes. See you next workout, same time, same place. Today we'll be doing a HIIT workout, high intensity interval training. So it's 40 seconds on, no rest, 15 seconds rest in between each exercise, and between each round you'll be resting for 60 to 90 seconds. But my people, let's get straight into it.
Well, welcome back to the Hangout. Well, if you only just joined us right now, where have you been? Because Sana, the show was beautiful. The hour was beautiful. We had beautiful guests that had joined us right here on the Hangout. But right about now, I want to make sure that you guys still are entertained, even though we won't be here, because right about now, bringing new element and also bringing new flavor onto the Hangout Geek Guide and making sure that you guys do know where do you maneuver during the week. And so firstly, starting out, we have Udumza Maswana. He is a jazz artist, radio presenter, Summer Award nominee, and Kenag is going to be hosting orchestral experience at Feather Market Hall. So make sure that you definitely check that out. And also, the Called to Freedom Festival will be held at the Love House in South End. And also I'm talking about your Rory Sang Tandiki, so I'm talking about your Yanga Sobetua, and many more are going to be there. So if you want to experience and also own the freedom, then make sure that you attend this event this coming Saturday right at the Love House. And also, if you're someone who loves laughing and also giggling and making sure that your stomach is hurting, please make sure that Ivascom, which is going to be hosted by Ulupelo, he was recently here this week and he gave us a lowdown as to what is going to go on onto that event. So he has acts like Abo Oliki, and also it's going to be in East London today at 8 p.m. Make sure that and be easy to attend there. And also we have Coffee GQ, where they're going to be hosting Black Motion. If you're someone who loves please go and make sure that you are with them there right tonight. And also kuzabe kukho nayo udladla tuksini, and the doors are definitely opening at 6. So make sure that you guys don't miss the Champagne Friday. And also tonight, endaweni etinaga, they're hosting Uli Mac Crazy, and also entry fee is definitely 70 rand, and he will be supported by resident DJ. So please make sure that you guys go and check him out, and also get yourselves a nice time. But from the Hangout, unfortunately, the show has definitely came to an end. But what we're going to do is we're going to love and leave you and make sure that you guys stay warm and also lovely, because from us as the Hangout team, we're definitely going to be with you until next week, Monday. Otherwise, Umamgwebu, Machangisa, Uzulu has to say, otherwise, love and make sure that you're nice to the next person. See you.